Oh, banana. A few days ago, Nintendo accidentally leaked a promotional picture, and it turned out to be a bombshell revelation for Donkey Kong Bananza. This little girl, who greatly resembles Pauline, appears to be a companion for Donkey Kong in his upcoming game. Now, the reason that this is considered a bombshell is because this actually completely destroys what we know of Donkey Kong lore. And yes, the funny monkey games do have lore. To go over the relevant bit of lore briefly, Cranky Kong is the original Donkey Kong who kidnapped Pauline, although back in the olden days, she was called Lady, and Mario, who rescued her, was called Jumpman. Generally speaking, Cranky has been referred to as the current Donkey Kong's grandfather, although Donkey Kong 64 and the Mario movie referred to him as Donkey Kong's father. Now you can see where DK Bananza has already seemingly shattered the lore. If Pauline is a child in the game, then that means it takes place chronologically before the original Donkey Kong games. And therefore, before she was kidnapped by Cranky Kong, who was at that point far younger and referred to as Donkey Kong. Naturally, you might suggest that maybe this DK in Bananza is Cranky. And that was my initial thought too. But that can't be true because we actually do see Cranky here in this Nintendo Treehouse footage. So what's going on? Short answer? Nobody knows. We don't have enough information. Long answer? There's a lot of things that could be happening. We will have to wait and see what the truth is, but in the meantime, let's engage in a bit of intellectual monkey speculation, if you will, and discuss this small Pauline and the potential lore rewrite. Statistically speaking, rewriting lore or adding a prologue sort of title to a Nintendo series has given us mixed results at best. So you might understand that some of us older Donkey Kong fans are apprehensive at the idea of the lore being redone, especially because the lore in question is over 4 decades old. And, well, technically, the original Donkey Kong game with Donkey Kong, Jumpman, and Lady is the start of both the DK franchise and the Super Mario franchise. It's the game that started a lot of things. A lot of people are already saying that this entry will be rewriting the DK lore, and I do agree that is very likely in some regard. Cranky Kong, for instance, was originally referred to as the modern DK's grandfather all throughout the original DKC trilogy, then was referred to as his father in DK64, only for Retro Studios to call him his grandfather again in Donkey Kong Country Returns, and in Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. And then the Mario movie came out and referred to him as DK's dad. It was even kind of a subplot point for the shallow character arc that DK had. Personally, I wouldn't be really surprised if they decided to simply go with Cranky being DK's father from now on, just because that's what's in the movie, and I could see Nintendo wanting to keep things consistent across the board moving forward. In addition to this, I think some other things could get rewritten to flow better as a story, or maybe even deviate further from other pre-existing stories. But I don't think we're going to see a total rewrite of all Donkey Kong lore. I did just make a video about how I think King K. Rool will return in Bananza, and I still stand by that idea. I still think this game will take place after DK64, Returns, and Tropical Freeze. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's first look at this cropped image of Smalline, as we shall call her in this video, and make speculation based off of her design. As mentioned before, Smalline resembles Pauline greatly. She has the same eye color, widow's peak, and hair color as Pauline, and does appear to also be wearing red. She has freckles and appears to be wearing a purple bracelet on the same wrist that Pauline wears her own bracelet. However, unlike Pauline, this bracelet resembles the purple rock fella that's shown in the Bananza trailer, indicating there is some sort of connection between her and the rock. She is grabbing DK's tie and appears to be smiling, so I'm under the impression she's been riding around on his back or his shoulder, similar to how the Purple Rock does in the thus far shown gameplay. But is Smalline Pauline? Is this purple rock, who we know is named Odd Rock, Smalline? Is Pauline a rock? Or did she get turned into one? I'm not really sure, but let's talk about what's probably feasible. Option number 1. Odd Rock is Smalline who grows up to be Pauline. Why is she a rock to begin with? A lot of people have said she may have been cursed into the Odd Rock form. However, according to the footage from the Nintendo Treehouse, it seems like Odd Rock fell to the ground and created a crater. Does that mean that Odd Rock is from space? Is Pauline from space? Why does Odd Rock have Voidco's logo all over its body? Lots of questions here. It should be noted that this option does include a rewrite of the lore, at least as far as I'm concerned, because I don't think we've ever considered Pauline to be a rock. If that is the case, I foresee Bananza being a sort of here's what actually happened version of the Donkey Kong and Pauline origin story. Maybe people see Pauline riding on DK's back and assume she's being kidnapped. I could definitely see Nintendo going with this angle. Option number 2. Odd Rock is Smalline, but not Pauline. Maybe Odd Rock's form is actually this, a purple rock. But maybe it, for some unforeseeable plot reason, takes on the form of a small Pauline-looking girl. In media in the past, I've seen associations between memory and stone. Before I found out that Odd Rock fell to the Isle and made a crater, I had wondered if maybe Odd Rock was projecting itself as an image of Pauline from Cranky's memories, or something along those lines. But now, I'm not so sure if that would even be possible. Unless Odd Rock fell from the surface world to the Isle underwater, because yes, some of this map is seemingly underwater if you look up at the sky. More on that in the King K. Rool Returns Theory video. If Odd Rock isn't from space and is from the regular DK world surface, maybe then the stone could have some memories of Cranky, but I feel like that's a long and complex idea for this story, so let's just move on. Option number 3. Odd Rock is a separate character from Smalline and becomes her bracelet, possibly transferring its music powers to her. Maybe Smalline is Pauline. Maybe Smalline is Pauline's niece or daughter. We don't know. We do know Smalline gets to wear something that looks like Odd Rock as a bracelet, and I don't think Odd Rock is in this render alongside her, from what I can tell at least. Regardless of what the truth is, I am very interested in seeing how this story is handled. While it's possible that this is a rewrite of Donkey Kong's lore, I think it'll be purely a rewrite of his lore with Pauline. It's entirely possible that this game could take place after Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, but before Mario Odyssey. It could simultaneously serve as an origin story for the rebooted Pauline, while also being a prequel to Mario Odyssey. Whatever they decide to do, be it a continuation or a reboot, I legitimately hope it's just a good time. I hope it's a good game. I have a lot of opinions on Donkey Kong Bananza, and I hope to do a full video on it and talk about my feelings about this new style for Donkey Kong, not just his design, but also the new gameplay. I will admit, I'm extremely apprehensive about certain aspects of this game, but we're gonna save that conversation for another time. I am very, very interested in Bananza, and I foresee myself doing a lot more future videos about it. Make sure to hit that like button if you liked the video. It does help me boost a little video along in the funny little algorithm, and subscribe for more Donkey Kong, Nintendo, and gaming related content. Until then, I will see you guys in the next video. Take care of yourselves out there. I really feel like eating a bunch of bananas now. I just crave the banana now. I've got the monkey brain rot.